nothing too optimistic about it, possibly. They don't mention anything about January, and again, just sort of draining that optimism from the market, bringing us lower and lower. Nvidia's been dancing on price level 185 for quite some time. Nvidia's a massive holder when it comes to the S&P and NASDAQ, so that's something I'm going to want to keep an eye on. So this was the ES, that's the daily time frame breakdown. Let's take a look now at some lower time frames. We can look at the 4-hour, 2-hour, all these zones, and look at this. When we start to lower our time frames, we see those low-hanging fruits that I mentioned a lot more clearly. We see them right here, 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 here. And now what's something to mention though about these two spots right here? They're inside a demand zone. So this was a spot that price was holding. So that's going to be, instead of where excuse me, I don't want to go short here. I'm going to want to see, can we sweep these lows and hold this one and hold the demand zone and make our way back higher? Or can we break this 90-minute demand right here, and I'll use that as supply, and I'll target that level. So I'm not using it as a long area, I'm not using it as a short area, I'm just using it as an area for price targets. Let's take a look at our 3-hour. Now guys, even though I have all these time frames, it seems like a lot. Daily, 4-hour, 3, 2, 1, 90, 45, 30-minute, 15-minute. It doesn't mean I have to have a supply or demand zone on each of these time frames. What this is doing is it's giving me the ability to look at the same chart, but on a different scale. So if I'm looking at this area right up here on the ES, right now I'm looking at it on a 4-hour time frame. I don't see any supply zones here. To look at a 3-hour, so now I'm looking at the same spot, but on a different scale to see where is the supply zone residing in this area, and did we even create one? Okay, boom, here we go. We have a 1-hour supply right here. I'm gonna mark that out, and that's inside this zone. So now what it's doing too is it's giving us that opportunity to find some lower and smaller zones inside that much larger one that we were already dealing with. This daily supply from 68.77 to 69.08. So now we have 68.87 to 68.92. Alright, let's see. So we have our previous day high, we have our previous day low, we have taken out previous day low already, and take a look at the hourly time frame right now. Turn the drawings off. Look at, this is what we look for a supply zone. A green basing candle, long upper wick, and then we look for a sell-off here. So what do I want to look for? I want to see if we can start to get below these price levels from pre-market. If we can start to get below those price levels during the New York session, I'm definitely going to have a much stronger bearish bias, and I'm going to try my best to find a short position up here and target that next demand zone, and even those price levels to the downside too of 68.12. So we're lining up pretty nice. I would really want to make sure though we don't get near this upper wick up here, and the reason for that is because in a lot of these supply and demand zones we make, we don't really get that much closer to that high, right? So I don't want this. This is like my never mind area. Price gets this high, never mind. I'm not looking for shorts to continue. We'll see if we even want to break towards 68.67. And that's what I'm looking at right now, guys. So I'm making some trade setups. I'm looking at the charts, the zones, the levels, how price reacted to them recently. We see this spot was a demand zone. So now do we want to break lower and use that area as supply? We have to sort of wait for market to open and see what it wants to do. 15-minute, nothing really. 30-minute, a little bit of a 30-minute supply here as well. So what I'm also noting with that is a lot of sellers and supply zones are starting to stack up. I don't want to confuse myself or you guys, so instead of this zone being red, which is my nevermind zone, I'm going to make it blue, like a light blue. I wonder if we can even add text in it. Never mind. That's funny, man. Market's open in 3 minutes. I'd like to see if we have anything, any areas of entry. Let's see, 60, 47, somewhat of that, but I'd much rather let markets open, maybe give us a big sell-off right at the open, and on